So, Gabe, you sort of hit the ground running here last year. How different are you now with a year in Hugs' system? And, you'd played college basketball before, so was it a lot different with what you had to go through last year?
It wasn't really a lot different, but it was a whole more it was a different system, I would say, more offensively in his sets and stuff like that. So I feel like this year I'm definitely more comfortable playing with Derek and Oscar, and more comfortable playing. I have more of a knowledge of what my teammates are more capable of and their tendencies and stuff like that. So definitely just a more unity, I'd say, and just a better understanding of the players I'm playing with now.
Cody Nesper?
Hey Gabe, last season you talked about being more aggressive when you have the ball so that, the opposing defense can't just kind of sag off you. Is that something you've worked on over the summer, and how do you feel offensively heading into this year?
I feel very much comfortable offensively. Obviously, that's something I worked on during the summer, being able to make sure that while all five people are on the court, that we're all threats at the same time. So me being a threat, working on my mid-range jump shot definitely is going to open up stuff better for everybody else that's on the court with me. That's going to be a big factor in me getting more playing time and stuff like that. So definitely working on my game, making sure I'm also an offensive threat is definitely going to make it better for the whole team as a whole.
Go ahead, Greg.
So Gabe, I was wondering how you spent the quarantine in the summer. Did you go home to Canada? Did you have any worries about getting back into the United States? Were those ever issues, or did it work out fairly smoothly?
Actually, this whole quarantine, did not go back to Canada. I didn't want to go through anything or want to jeopardize anything. So I just stayed up here in Morgantown the whole time, worked out, and just been in the gym and been up here in Morgantown, really.
Justin Jackson?
Hey, Gabe. I'm kind of curious in your opinion here because obviously you're one of the big guys on the team. And, so much of today's basketball game is, you know, they say it's a guards game now and, and AAU kind of up and down style of, people say, well, that's what's going to win games now. And then here comes West Virginia with, a couple 6'10" guys, a couple 6'9" guys, another 6'10", obviously a very big physical team. Kind of talk to me about how you guys are finding that mix in the sense that, there is a space, there is a place for big guys in today's game as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's a space for big guys in today's game. I mean, with our team this year, I mean, the amount of weapons we have on the perimeter. I mean, all the guards are coming back like extremely better players through practice. You can see they're all developed and came back 100 times better. And the same with the bigs. I mean, that just shows how good we can be because we have amazing bigs down low with Derek and Oscar and then Isaiah being so versatile also. So it's like we have all the weapons and definitely we're going to use the bigs also. Like, you feel me? We have so much talent in size. I mean, Isaiah can space the floor and stuff like that. And we also have Oscar and DC who you guys already know they're monsters down low. And there's definitely going to be an advantage to take over against other teams also who don't have as much size and depth as us. So obviously it is like going towards a guards game, but the amount of weapons we have on our team is so much weapons that everybody's going to get a chance to show what they can do.
Back to you, Greg.
So, Gabe, what was your reaction when you heard the NCAA was going to allow winter student athletes to get an extra year? So you were a senior this year, but you can be a senior again next year if you wish. What were your thoughts, and have you thought about what your future is going to be?
I haven't really thought about that. I did hear about it, but I mean, the type of person I am, I'm obviously a team-oriented player. You feel me? Anything to do with the team. So if that's the goal at the end of the year. I mean, our main goal this year is to win a national championship, and I know that if we don't do that this year, I mean, that would be on my mind because I feel like we have everything we need to do it this year. So definitely whatever the team needs at the end of the year and how things go will depend on the outcome for the decisions we made at the end of the year.
John Antonic.
Gabe, just curious to get your thoughts on JB. That's a pretty good player that sat out last year. You don't normally see good players like that sit out like that to develop themselves. What's your thoughts on him as a player this year?
Seeing him develop as a freshman through his redshirt season, he learned so much and gained so much knowledge, and playing against people like me every day, people like Oscar and guards. So he definitely got the experience he needed to, and I feel like his talent at his size and what he's able to do, he brings so much to the table defensively and offensively, spacing the floor, being able to shoot, take people off the dribble. That's the whole complete player, offensively and defensively. We've added again to the already deep roster we have. So, he's going to fit in perfectly well with what we do in every aspect, and he's definitely I expect a lot out of him this year, actually.
Curious, what did you think of his shooting? He's got a low, kind of like a hip shot there. What did you think of the way he shoots the ball?
The way he shoots the ball, whatever he's doing, he needs to keep doing it because he has one of the best shots on our team. So, his shooting mechanics, they're good, they're solid, and he's good. He's a real good shooter, and he's proven that day in and day out.
Gabe, Canadian basketball, tons of guys now coming into the U.S., whether it's college, NBA, they're all over the place. What is it? Is there a good youth system there? How come all of a sudden that's become so much of a feeding ground for basketball players?
Just because of the people that have set the tone early for us growing up. Like me growing up, when I used to watch basketball and stuff, I used to watch Andrew Wiggins play in person in Canada and things like that. But seeing them being able to leave Canada and go to a different country and make a name for themselves has definitely breeded a whole bunch of inspiration for the youth like us and people under us to want to do the same thing. And then the love for basketball has grown throughout the city, especially with Toronto Raptors and just stuff like that being in there. So, the love for basketball has grown big in Canada, and you'll see a lot of upcoming Canadian talent coming up soon.